It's time to pull out your Super Pro number ones, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. NFL Spec is officially the hottest game in town. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought that the comic that would move the most in the market, maybe the most in at least the last 3, 4, maybe 6 months, would have been related to an NFL game? That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about X-Men 130, first appearance of Dazzler, and the relation to Taylor Swift. Because I gotta say, this is wild, okay? This is wild. This book is taking on a life of its own. And in this video, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about sort of the branding of the book. Even past that, of what it means in terms of its relation to what character we might see on the screen or whatever, but almost the spirit behind it, the memes that sort of exist around a book and what that could actually do for the value. So in this video, I want to do a little bit of a market report. We'll talk a little bit about Taylor Swift and X-Men 130, and then later on in the video, talk about the branding of books and see if that can inform us in our comic collecting journeys. But before I get into it, if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, I would appreciate it. Help support the channel doing those things. But let's get into this video here today. Now, a little bit of a preview. Tomorrow's video probably, or sometime later this week, I'm going to release my comic book index update for the month of September. And let me just preface our conversation today with what I've been finding when I'm putting my index together. Now, when I go into my index and I start to manually enter individual numbers, I look at a lot of GPA graphs, okay? I go to hundreds of them, flipping through, looking at all the various books. And time after time, at least for the last, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, all I see is red. Every single page I go to is just red, 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 red. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you guys use GPA, you know the 90 days and the 12 months and the averages and all that stuff. It's just red all over the place. But there's one book that stood out to me as I was putting the index together, a specific Bronze Age book, X-Men 130. And I got to say, this is literally one of the only books in all of the GPA graphs that I pull up that actually has green all over the place. And that has everything to do with Taylor Swift going to Kansas City Chiefs games. Now, I don't really need to explain to you guys what's going on here in culture. I mean, you would literally have to be living under a rock to not have heard about Taylor Swift dating Travis Kelce. They've been showing her at the NFL games, and we got all these pictures of her next to Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, effectively confirming what a lot of people have been suspecting, where maybe she's going to be, in fact, playing Dazzler in the Deadpool 3 movie. Now, we already did a video talking about how the market went crazy for X-Men 130 when the rumors officially came out, but the market continues to go crazy once again for this book. And let me just show you guys here. This is the GPA for X-Men 130. You guys can see this 90-day average right here, green, 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 1 red, 2 reds, 3 reds, 4. But generally speaking, that is really impressive. To see this amount of green here in the 90-day moving average for this book is a feat unto itself. I mean, I'm probably going to title this video, Taylor Swift is Recession Proof, because this is literally the one book that actually has been going against the grain as far as its market values compared to that of other comic books in the market. Now, again, we got to be a little bit careful here. We all know what the drill is, guys. I mean, everybody is buying this in terms of FOMO and hype right now. We know how this stuff goes. In 3 months from now, maybe nobody's going to care anymore and you might be able to find this book for cheaper. But look at some of these recent 9/8 sales. I mean, 1950, 1980 here in October. I mean, that was matching or exceeding the high of 2022 for this book, where we saw a sale of 1920. So very, very impressive. I mean, not necessarily the 2021 high, but anytime you're, going against your 2022 number here in 2023, that is a big deal for sure. And you can actually see, I mean, a lot of people trying to capitalize here, a lot of new listings going on, but also a lot of sold books out there in the market. When we look at eBay, we even have a 9/8 here that didn't get recorded in a GPA going for $2,099.99, $2,100 for a CGC 9/8. And also impressive is that you can see this book right here, raw copy, $100. Let me pull it up for you guys. Total reader copy, right? Very, very low grade reader copy. I mean, maybe, what do we want to call this? Like a 4.0 or something like that. So the floor value is also very, very impressive. I mean, $100 buy-in for this book at this moment in time is a lot higher than what it was, say, 6 months ago, where you could probably find raw copies of this book for, I don't know, the $60, $70 range on eBay. So this is something that we haven't felt and seen in the market for a while. And I think that this has a lot to do with the memes and the brand of the book, more so than that of, say, the Taylor Swift fans are now buying X-Men 130. I mean, I know that's some of the things that people are saying where it's like, oh, just you wait until, the Swifties get into comic book collecting. It's like, I don't necessarily think Taylor Swift fans are going to buy like comic books. I don't even think they know what X-Men 130 is. Even if they wanted to buy a comic book related to Taylor Swift, I don't even know if they would know how to even begin to buy it. Now, I'm sure that at some point Taylor Swift fans will buy like, the pop figurine that has her as Dazzler, or if she does some like tie-in album, like they'll probably buy that. But I don't necessarily think it's the Taylor Swift fans that are elevating the comic book. I think it's comic book fans that want to meme with each other about this Taylor Swift book. I mean, one of the things I want to point to, shout out to Bronze Age Nerd. Go follow Bronze Age Nerd if you haven't already. But he's been putting up all of these memes. And it's not just him. It's like all the memes of this book going around right now. Speculators holding X-Men 130 today. The X-Men lineup is crazy. We got some ones over here. So I said to him, look, Ryan, if Taylor Swift is Dazzler, then I get to be Lady Deadpool. And then this one right here, when you're late to the LCS after Sunday Night Football. Just a lot of memes going on in the comic book collecting community. And I think that this is something that we should talk about and consider when we're thinking about books in terms of their values and how we like to collect and stuff. Because think about some of the other books out there, like ASM 101, First Morbius, or Werewolf by Night 32, First Moon Knight. Like, the brand of those books were severely hurt by that of their film counterparts and their movies and all this sort of stuff. And in a lot of ways, you can make the argument that they've overcorrected. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, like, why should you care about what other people think about the book? Just buy what you like and be happy about it. And it's like, yeah, okay, I understand that that's, what people should do. But what people should do and what people actually do are two separate things. We all know this. I mean, no matter what forum you participate in, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or Reddit or some Facebook group, like, you see it time and time again. If you post your Morbius book, if you post ASM 101, say, hey guys, check out my ASM 101. So happy to have this book. Like, there's going to be a comment in there that says that movie sucked, and it's going to make you feel bad or whatever. Like, it's just going to happen. Or if you do the same for Werewolf by Night 32, like, somebody will say that show sucked, But if you post your X-Men 130 and you do a winky face saying, oh, Taylor Swift taking us all to the moon, like, everyone's going to like it, everyone's going to laugh, and you get to be a part of that cultural conversation. You get to feel good having it. And I think that that's what's happening right now. I think a lot of people just want to buy the book, and they're not even necessarily thinking, oh, this is going to go to the moon. I mean, maybe some people think it's going to go to the moon, but I think that this is a little bit different. I think people genuinely just want to buy this book to participate in the conversation, just have a fun moment in time with this character. And that feels like what a lot of people feel like in the culture as far as, Deadpool 3 and the movie and stuff. Like, it feels like everybody is rooting for this movie and wants it to succeed no matter what. Like, even if the movie is not that good, it already feels like the comic collector and the MCU fan is just going to like this movie just to like it. Like, the branding is already positive, which is not true of what has been going on with a lot of MCU movies. And, we still have to get through like the Marvels, and we still have to get through Echo, and there will probably be a lot of negativity around those properties. But when we get to Deadpool 3, you might start to feel the market shift in terms of people's appreciation towards this stuff once again, and there won't be so much negativity, and that'll be very, very interesting for the values of comic books. But the brand of the book is very, very important to the demand side and the value of it, and right now, X-Men 130 has a very, very positive brand. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. Quick video about Taylor Swift and what is going on with X-Men 130. Let me know what you guys think about this book. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys think that this is a book that people are buying right now because they actually think they're specking on it and that it's going to go up in value by the time we get to Deadpool 3? Or do you think people are just buying it because they just think it's a fun, kind of silly, ironic book to have in their collection? Anyways, that's all I got for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next one.